Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria,
I'm Rosetta.
and in the spirit of kindness, we want to always listen to one another's, to be kind to one another, and to just be compassionate toward one another.
Yes, we always start our chats with being kind and compassionate. I love that. And this week we're trying to get into the holiday spirit with our hats on. Trying.
Trying.
Okay.
Trying.
Hi, everyone. If you're returning, thank you for returning. If you're new, welcome. And we like to always start because we're Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea with the teas that we're drinking, teas of the day. And today I'm drinking Jogi. The brand is called Jogi, and it's Egyptian licorice.
Of
You
course.
probably didn't know there was an Egyptian licorice, nor did I, until someone told me about it. And the ingredients are licorice, cinnamon, orange peel, ginger root, cardamom, black pepper, and clove. So that's what it is. It
Ooh,
says warming and naturally spicy sweet. Yogi Egyptian licorice. You see it right there. And I've had it
yes.
tea bag sipping. So cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
And while I'm drinking mine, Gloria is going to tell you what tea she's drinking today.
All righty. Today, I am drinking tea by a company called Traditional Medicinals Organic, organic peppermint.
Peppermint. Yummy. That's
And the
seasonal.
ingredients is 100% peppermint. Nothing else. No
Wouldn't you have
additives,
guessed?
no yes, no additives, no fillers, no nothing. And it's one of those days where it's cold outside and you just want something warm. And I thought organic peppermint would be a great tea for today. So cheers.
Cheers. And before we get started, I just want to remind you that if you like our videos, we always remind you, please hit the thumb
Yes.
icon. Please consider subscribing to our channel below. And you can hit that bell notification so you don't miss ding ding. I have my bell. Glory has her bell. Hers is peace bell. There. Hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of our videos.
All righty. So let's get this party started. So, first and foremost, our thoughts and prayers are with individuals that are in the mid to east part of the United States. We in California were very, very grateful. Last weekend, we got a lot of rain, and we also got a lot of wind and we got cold weather. The Reno Tahoe area, which is not that far from us, they got socked with feet of snow, which is good for us because some of our water supply comes from the snowpack. So we were grateful for the weather. However, it has turned kind of dangerous going across country right now. It hit the center of the country. So Oklahoma, Texas, and now Louisiana is getting hit pretty hard. They have initially this morning, they had 13 tornadoes. As of right now, it's up to 16 and it's continuing to climb because as the wind tunnels are moving forward towards Florida, it's picking up more wind. They said that they have lots of water from previous rains and now they got the cold wind and it's warm enough where it's not snowy yet in some parts. So the tornadoes are pretty powerful right now. So we hold you all in our thoughts and prayers that we're all going to make it through this. People can't tell me there's no such thing as global warming when we keep having these cycles of vicious, turmoils in the weather. And it's just really hard. People were in the mid to East Coast. A lot of homes have basements. We don't have basements in California because of earthquakes. If you go to the basement, you might not ever come out. So not a good thing for us here. However, people were coming out of their basements and their whole houses are gone. The devastation, it just looks really bad. So if you're in those communities, please be careful. When the siren goes off, run for cover. Don't think about it. Don't think about, oh, I got to go get my mink coat. I got to go get my Ferrari. Save your life. You can get those things back. It's hard to get your life back.
Exactly.
Yes. So, Rosetta and I have shared with you many times cryptocurrency. We know what it is. We just choose not to play that party. Well, recently on our last chat, we told you about a CEO. His name is Sam Bankman-Fried, and he was running a company, TPX, cryptocurrency company. What happened is that it's like one day the company's worth $32 billion, and the next few days it is gone. It is bankrupt. So, of course, the government has gotten involved, and he left the country, bad. They found him in, where was he? He's in Bermuda. So they found him. He's being held by authorities because they're trying to figure out, where did all the money go? Did it really get lost? Was it an inflated value to begin with? And there are also personalities that we know, Tom Brady, Stephen Curry, even some movie stars. I can't think of their names. I can see their faces.
Right.
They've done promotional advertising for this, showing an app. You just put the app on your phone. It'll track it. It'll tell you where your money is, how you're doing, all of that. They want to even hold them responsible. And I don't know about that, because if you're given a job, you read the script. Doing the job doesn't mean that you believe in what you're saying. You're doing your job. So it's going to be interesting to see how all of that turns out. If you are good at cryptocurrency, just be careful. It is not government sanctioned. So when the money is gone, the money is gone. And can you imagine, it is a part of the facility of this process. You have a password. If you ever forget or lose that password, you lose access to that money. It is gone forever. And I've heard of millionaires with tens of hundreds of millions of dollars that they don't remember the password. They can't get their money.
It's crazy. I just can't imagine putting my money into something where if I lose my password, which we all do.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
I can't imagine. It's too much.
Yes. Very, very. So we got some really sad news this morning. I was watching the Today Show, and they said, went to our local channel here in Northern California. And they said that tWitch, I met and fell in love with tWitch on So You Think You Can Dance. I thought he was the cutest little thing. And he went on from that to do different shows. And eventually he ended up being the DJ. He went in to do 2 weeks, volunteer to do 2 weeks on Ellen's show, and ended up being there until they turned the lights out. The final 2 people, walking out of the main stage was Twitter and Ellen.
He was the executive director.
Yeah, he became quite integral into our daily lives. And he was only 40. He was married to Allison, and Allison, his wife, came from Dancing with the Stars. So we've got all this dancing and all this joy. They just had a new baby not too long ago. I don't know what happened. I'm sure we'll hear more through time about this. It's just that it was very, very sad, because he went from just a regular little guy walking the streets to someone that's very famous. He had multiple shows. He was doing, he had his own show. After the Ellen show wrapped, he got his own show. He also worked on other, segments where he would come in and he would be the moderator. So it's really,
it was
really,
a
really
real
sad.
shock to us to find out. It's like we want to know all the questions. We have all these questions, but no answers. And we found out through, they did post something about, apparently he committed suicide.
Right.
But we don't know any more about that as to why, to what, to where. It's just really sad, because it seemed like he had it all.
He did.
He had the family, the kids. He was the life of the party. And on his, I'm going to read a little bit on his Instagram page. It's really
Mm-hmm.
sad because it says here Twitch. So Twitch a lot. That was his Instagram page. It says artist, husband, father, son, brother, and smile spreader. He was a smile spreader.
Mm-hmm.
And the last that was posted was just a few days ago because they had celebrated their anniversary this past
Oh my
weekend.
God.
Yeah, there was pictures posted of them. Allison had posted of them when they got married, and of their wedding. It was 4 days ago. Happy
Oh my
anniversary.
God.
4 days ago, Twitch put happy anniversary, my love, at Allison Holker, 9 years. So they were married for 9 years. So
Oh my
really,
God.
just really devastating. You never really know someone until something like this happens. You think, wow, everything looks fine and dandy on the outside, but inside they're really having issues, and we don't even know what issues he was having. So
Right.
we, so I'm just
Mhm.
the whole morning ever since I heard about that, I'm just like thinking of people, like his loved ones he's left behind, his
Yeah.
children, his family.
Yes.
It's just a shock, a real shock. And then Ellen, I was just scrolling through social media and she actually posted something. Let me see if I can find it, Ellen, because it just came through. Really weird how it just came through my feed. I
Right.
guess because
Well, I figured if anyone was going to be devastated and posting, it should be Ellen. I mean, they spent
yeah.
so much time together.
Well, she posted a picture of them hugging on the last show, and it says, I'm heartbroken. Twitch was pure love and light. He was my family, and I loved him with all my heart. I will miss him. Please send your love and support to Allison and his beautiful children, Wesley, Maddox, and Zaire.
Yeah.
Zaia. I guess it's Zaire.
Zaya.
So
It's either Zaya or Zia.
Zia, yeah, either one.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, it's very sad. Everyone, the dance community has lost a great one. He was not only a person that loved to dance and spread his smile, but he was a real inspiration and motivator
Yeah.
to many children around because a lot of kids looked up
Yes.
to him from So You Think You Can Dance. And because of his
Yes.
stardom and fame in different shows and dancing on Ellen, they just like he has that personality that just grabs a hold of you and you can't help but smile when you think of his face. When I look at his face in my mind, all I can see is him smiling because that was him.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the last post that he did on Instagram is of him smiling and talking. And, I understand. I was with a friend of mine yesterday, and she said, just here in California, and since he's he lived in LA, suicidal rates have increased 300%. I think that because we were all out and about, there was so much connectivity. So if you started acting off your game, people would be like, what's wrong with you? Why are you so quiet? What's up? But with the isolation and separation that started with COVID, and every time we think everything's cool, let's go out, let's live life, like in Santa Clara County where I am, they're saying if you're indoors, mask up again because the numbers are going up. Not reported numbers, but there's something that they do in the water that they can tell by the waste what the numbers are. So it's based on that, not on people saying, oh, I got COVID or I have COVID or I had COVID, nothing like that. So for me, reach out to people that you love. My husband and I, we are always calling people. We have a little godmother and she just turned 90. We're talking to her and, just regular little check in. And slowly she says, I don't know how much longer I can do this. I'm so lonely. And we're like, what do you mean you're lonely? But when you're 90 years old and everything's locked down, the senior centers are starting to open back up. But if you have no place to go, no person to see, it makes it hard. So we told her, we're going to be like white on rice. We're going to call you every day. We're going to check in. We're going to figure out ways to connect, keep you safe because she is 90. Don't want to give her nothing, but we're going to figure out how to, you know, just give a little more love. So if there are people in your life like that, just reach out to them and give them a little more love, because tWitch, I'm so in shock. I mean, he looked like you said, Rosetta, he looked like he had everything. You know, he was you know, as a father, whenever you saw the kids, you know, some of the kids would be like, mommy, mommy, but most of them were crawling up him. And his little girl, as a girl, that father-daughter relationship is the best. And now she won't get to have that. I'm sad for Allison. I really am. I'm sad for the
Yeah.
kids.
And I don't know if obviously she's not going to tell anyone, you know, behind what
No.
happened behind closed doors, but I'm just wondering if she had glimpses of his depression, because he
Yeah.
did commit suicide. And there was one, I was trying to do some research this morning on different sites and avenues on social media. And it did
Mm-hmm.
say that she was frantic going to the police saying that he left and he didn't take his car. So, and I
So
think
she knew something. She knew something was up.
she knew something. And then it said that he may have committed suicide in a hotel.
Yeah. He was in a hotel. I know that. They did announce that. He was in a hotel. So number one, he had the fortitude to go away from his house, to away from his wife and his kids. However, the devastation is still left behind. It really is.
Yeah, it really is. It's so sad. And we keep
Yeah.
his family, his wife, his children,
Yes.
and his mother and father, all his extended family in our prayers, because this is a real
Yes.
shock to everyone
Yes.
who knew him and loved him so much.
Yeah. So close to Christmas too. So
Right.
it's I don't know. I mean, I guess when you've done everything you can do and you just can't hold on, you don't care if it's Christmas. You just can't hold on. And
Right.
I just wish for the kids and for Allison that the outcome had been different, that they had found him, and you know, even though the attempt was there, he would have been okay. So it's just a very sad time right now.
Really is.
Yeah. So we'll move on to something a lot of people are excited about. Rosetta and I, not so much. However, World Cup. I mean, it amazes me how one sport can transition many cultures, many countries, many venues. I mean, usually when you go into stores or restaurants, you hear music,
Yeah.
music. Now you hear score, you hear all that noise.
Yeah.
And you know, first and foremost, to our young American team, you did a great job. You didn't make it to the finals. However, you went further than anyone had thought you were going to go. Great job. England did better than people thought they were going to do. So right now, the current stance, Argentina just won, so they move forward to the final. There's a match between France and Morocco. The winner of that will meet Argentina, and then we will have the finale World Cup champions. So we're almost there. It's been what, I think almost 2 weeks, almost as long as you were out of the area. It's been score and soccer. So
Yes, we've been seeing a lot of that, and it's surprising that I don't know much about football. You know more than me. We call it football in the UK. You know
right.
more than me, and here I am coming from the UK. I wasn't really into it then, and I'm not really into it now. But if the UK do well, that's great, because that's what I support, the
Yeah.
UK. But I don't watch any of the game.
No, I hear you. And next week we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in the UK with the king and the princes and the princesses and the prince, and or I guess they're now called Dutch and Duchess. I don't know. The royals,
The
because
Royals.
the royals, because Harry and Meghan's new Netflix dropped the first three series. I haven't seen any of them yet, but I know the first three dropped.
I
And
haven't
then
seen
there's
it
nothing
either.
this week. And then next week, the last three drop. And there's all this hypertension and suspicion and forecasting of what's going to be, and everything that they said it was going to be, it hasn't been so far. So next week, we'll chat a little bit about that.
Yeah, excited about that.
Yes. So for voice fans, if you don't want to know the results, mute us, fast forward this part because we're about to just blow your mind.
The Voice
So
season 22. Can you believe that?
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And Blake's been with all of those seasons, and this was his finale season. So the final four was a young man named Bodie, and Bodie was amazing.
Yes, he was.
Team Blake, and then we had Morgan Miles, which was Team Camilla.
She was really good on her last performance.
Yes. And then we had Braden Lope, Team Blake. And then we had Omar Jose Cardona from Team Legend. And Bryce Leatherwood from Team Blake. That was so funny. Leatherwood, what a name. Because it just sounds country.
Yes,
Blake told him, he said, if you wanted to find a way to symbolically bring in the country people, Leatherwood would be the name. So needless to say, he actually won. He used to wear these cowboy hats. He sounded like old country. And if the thing is he's a relatively young man, and Blake said that he saw him bringing new young people back to country music. So he won. But let me tell you, Omar, he did some routines where he not only did he sing, he danced. He did PYT Michael Jackson, and the girls were walking all around him, and he's doing the moves like Mike did. And I'm like, wow, check him out.
Well,
He wasn't out of breath.
I thought he was okay. I didn't think that was his best performance to me.
Well, he's pitchy because he's dancing. Well, to me, I thought he was a little pitchy because he was dancing. Yes. But John Legend was like, oh, you're perfect. You were pitch perfect. And I thought,
pitch perfect. I thought Morgan was pretty good singing the Bonnie Tyler.
Yes. I thought she did. I think all four are going to have amazing careers. I actually thought that what was his name? Brandon. I thought he was the weakest. I mean, he was okay, but he didn't really, he just sang the song.
Right.
I didn't think he felt the song.
He didn't bring anything original to the song.
Yes. Like Bodie, every song that Bodie did, he made it his way. He flipped it. And I think that is the semblance of a great star. And he did a religious song, and he has praise tattooed on his neck. I mean, I thought it was going to be between him and Leatherwood because their performances were consistent. And then Morgan comes, I'm like, wow, my God, she was awesome too.
She was really good. Yep.
Yes. I think all four of them are good. They're slated for, greatness. And I hope that they will somehow figure out how to give the four of them like a residency in Vegas or something where, like how Dancing with the Stars has a residency where when they leave the show, they take them the top whatever and they go dancing and all that.
I don't really know what happens to the Voice winners because we've had 22 seasons, and unlike American Idol, you hear what happened to them. Kelly Clarkson, Fantasia Barrino, Ruben Stoddard, Adam Lambert. You hear them doing all these great things. They're on the radio, they're touring, this and that. But The Voice, where have these winners gone after they've won? I barely hear about them.
Yeah, Adam was actually on The Voice last night, and he did an original song off of his album that he did to honor the LGBTQ plus individuals that have lost their lives just because they are LGBTQ plus individuals. And they had these white curtains. And as he sang the song, they turned into like the pride colors. I mean, it was really beautiful.
Oh, really lovely. I didn't see that, but I knew who won, but I didn't see the whole show. So I'll have to go and watch that. But
yes, it was lovely.
Nice. That was nice that Adam Lambert came in and sung.
Absolutely. I remember the first time I heard him on American Idol, I thought, oh my God, he could replace the guy that died because he could hit all the notes, and he didn't win. I kept saying, this doesn't make any sense.
Well, he was so good.
He was so talented.
He was one of the best of all time because he would
Yes,
take these songs that were popular and he would rearrange them to make it his
yes,
own. Like he would, like the fast songs, he would slow it down and make it more like, it was really like heartfelt the way he rearranged. And no one ever since then has been able to come close to what he's done with music. Like
exactly,
taken a song and rearranged it to make it sound so good. And
exactly.
now there are people saying, well, I'm singing this song, but it's the Adam Lambert version of it.
Version. Yes, yes, that is really, really cool. So lots of good musical things. And since we're on the topic of music, let's talk a little bit about Celine Dion. I love her. I fell in love with her when she used to sing with Peabo Bryson. Is that who it was?
Yes, People
And
Bryson in A Whole New World.
yes, and that's when I was like, oh my God, because he was someone I knew. I didn't know her, and I thought, what a magnificent voice.
Yeah, right there and then you knew that she was going to be a star.
Yes,
Yep. Yeah, Celine Dion, she is like, I don't know how old she is, but her husband Renee passed away from cancer and she has she has twins, right? And
right.
she took some time off and she wanted to go back into performing and doing tours, but we found out that she wasn't able to because she canceled last year, I think, or was it this year? I forget what it was. She already canceled her tour that she was meant to do in, was it Vegas or somewhere she was meant to do a
Yes, her she was
performance.
doing. I think she was going back to do her Vegas residency.
Okay, so she did her Vegas residency. She had to cancel that. She was they were saying that she had in some kind of muscle spasm and she wouldn't be able to like um perform. So she canceled her shows and then just she's been like conferring with doctors and medical staff as to what's been happening to her. And just I think it was yesterday she did a video, one in English and also the same video in French, that she has to cancel her 2023 European tours because they found out that she has stiff person syndrome. And I didn't know anything about what I've never heard of this. It's very, very rare. It's 1 in a million people get
Oh
this
my
stiff
God.
person's. Yeah, it's crazy. 1 in a million. And the symptoms, some of the symptoms that you can get are stiffening in the torso and limbs with episodes of severe muscle spasms, which is what she's had, and others like it varies from person to person, but some people have developed hunched over posture and some too disabled to walk. And Celine said that
Wow.
that the spasms have been affecting every aspect of her life, and it's also um, not allowing her to sing the way she used to. And I didn't know that would affect her singing, but it has. So, and you know, Celine, she's like all about singing. That's her life.
Yes.
So
Yes.
to hear that she's had to, you know, postpone it and get her health better is really sad. And I just want to wish her all the best because I'm
Yes.
hoping she can recover and do some shows, if not all the
Yeah.
shows. But I
Yeah.
don't know how rapidly or progressively this illness.
Condition is. Yeah.
Yes, I don't know like how rapidly it progresses, quickly or slowly, or is there any treatment? What are the treatments that you can do to help maintain or reverse some of the symptoms? We don't know this.
Yeah, because she's only 54. She's young. She's got a lot of living to do. She's got young boys to raise. And just like what is his name? Justin Beavers, and his wife. Justin, at a certain point, he's like, I have to stop because he got a condition, half of his face wouldn't move. He couldn't even blink his eye, and he tried to come back too fast and he had to shut it down. I'm grateful that Celine is taking the time to figure out what's going on with her health.
Yeah, I mean, I guess because Justin Bieber is young and he thinks that, oh, okay, I feel a bit better. I can go back out there and do my singing again. But nope, it didn't happen. He has to shut it back
Nope.
down. So I'm really hoping that Celine Dion can I don't know how, I don't know the
Yeah,
what the progression is, but I really hope that it's
yeah,
not very, what do I want to say? I want to say
yeah.
the word quick or rapid.
Right, right. And we'll continue to stay on top of this just because we both love her. We love her music. And like Rosetta said, we will keep her and her family in our thoughts and prayers for a, you know, a good result, a
Yep.
speedy recovery, because
Yes.
that's important. So, yesterday was a big day of love and support for the LGBTQ plus community, for the interracial marriage community, and for the same sex marriage community. President Biden signed the Respect for Marriage Act into law on yesterday, mandating federal recognition for same sex marriage nationwide. So what this means is today, you could be, previous to yesterday, you could be married in California with all rights, etc. And say your company transferred you to Texas, and Texas would say, that's not a real spouse. You can't put them on your insurance. You can't do this with them. They're just a person in your life. Well, by the bill or the act that President Biden signed yesterday, it is now law, and it has to be recognized nationwide. Haven't heard yet what some of the negative aspects of this is going to be, because we have a Supreme Court justice that's in an interracial marriage. We have quite a few individuals who are in legal government roles who are same-sex marriages. So it's going to be interesting to see if, Mitch McConnell, as an example, he's in an interracial marriage. Are they going to say this is a great day for all Americans, or are they going to push back once again? Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. But this is a good step forward, and I'm really happy that this passed.
Yes. So, our COVID update. As you all know, or hopefully you all know, that we are in the midst of what they're calling the triple threat, and that is RSV, the flu, and COVID. In previous years, because we've been masked up and separated, even though these are things that happen every year, it hasn't been at the magnitude that it is right now. Hospitals are going back up to capacity. And one of the saddest things for me is mostly affecting children and seniors, our babies. And Rosetta and I, we've always commented, and you can go back and look at our videos, that if we had young children, we would have put masks on them. And it's a training, because babies don't like that. Get that off of me. It's like, yeah, get it off, put it back on, put it back on. And you can work with your child to then make it fun, and they'll put it on themselves, because they made it seem like there's nothing that could happen to our kids. And I just think that when you're young and developing, you need the most healthiest environment you can find.
Exactly, exactly. And we always say that it stems from top down, parents down. So parents, get your kids masked and have the whole family masked. And I do see there are a lot of families that do have their, which I really like when I see it, a lot of
Yes,
younger kids with masks on, which is nice. And they're
yes,
young enough that they're able to keep it, well, I don't know if they'll keep it on, but they do have it on, but it's a good time
right.
to teach them. Great time.
Yes, yes, I agree. So, as I shared in the beginning, climate issues. There's a climate update that I just saw when I was searching for that a few seconds ago. And there's a new announcement that was made yesterday about fusion technology. For the first time, scientists in the United States have confirmed a fusion energy experiment achieved net gain. This means releasing more energy than it takes to initiate, demonstrating the physical basis for producing fusion energy in a controlled way. this is like taking a piece of the sun and putting it in a bottle. You know, what they're saying is that if they can get this fusion technology to evolve, that it would allow us to stop global warming, because the resources that we're using today that are not good for the planet, we would be able to use fusion. Now, the thing is okay, so they tested and they're like, they know it works, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen tomorrow. You know, a friend of mine said something like, I can't remember. It was like something like, okay, remember the first automobile, a Model T Ford, you know, and you used to have to crank it to get it to go, and then it would go. And then they came out with diesel combustion fuel and all of that, and the evolution of, you know, 10 to 40 years before it became to where you just push a button today and you just get in the car and go, you know. So it's going to take time. However, back then, the scientific process was very long and tedious because they didn't have a lot of resources. We have lots and lots of resources throughout the world. All of the countries of consciousness are trying to figure out how to save the planet for their citizens. So this is really exciting. And it came from California. That's very exciting that there's something, you know, because we're always forward thinking here of how to save the planet for our children, how to make sure our children are going to have a better life than our life. And that was pretty exciting news. They haven't gone into a lot of the details, but, you know, all of this weather that we have going on, could you imagine if we wouldn't have, you know, all these rockets and all this crap going off that's burning, you know, fossil fuel, if we could use fusion instead, and it's a clean fuel? Can you imagine the quality of the planet?
It would
I
change
remember
everything.
I remember in March 2020, when we were all stuck at home, my friends in LA said that they could stand on the beach and see their toes. That was something that had not been plausible, even consciously, for, you know, decades. So if we could go back to that, and if whatever the process they use to create the fusion. So, you know, Rosetta and I are going to keep an eye on it. And I don't know about next week. If not next week, then as soon as we get more data, we're going to share it with you, because like we always say, we have to get involved in protecting the planet. We can't sit at home and say, look at those idiots, and do nothing. So if we find out information, we're going to share it with you. We hope you'll share it with your family, because one of the things I can tell you is that the younger generation, they are very concerned that the planet is going to blow up before they get to be, you know, senior citizens. They don't even think that the planet will be here. And I think that's really sad to have that in the back of your mind, that, you know, I'm going to end up replaced by a robot, or I'm not going to be able to have a quality life. So let's look at fusion. Let's see if this is something that will help our planet and our children.
Yeah, we should see what happens with that. I'm definitely interested in doing some more research on that, because this is a good viable solution to all this.
Well, Lawrence Livermore Labs here in California, the first time any of us heard anything about this was during the first young Star Trek with not William Shatner, but with Chris Pine. And when he's telling Scotty to give him more power, he's talking about fusion. And the lab of the pictorial lab of the ship is actually the real lab here in California. So very exciting times, you know, something to look forward to.
Yes, it is. It very well is.
Yes. And, you know, Rosanna and I, we both kind of feel like it's like June, July, August. We cannot believe it's Christmas, you know, and I don't know if it's because of the layoffs. I don't know if it's because of the overwhelming negativity in the world. I don't know if it's because of, you know, our government just losing its mind. And you know, he who will not be named had come out and said, you know, he thought that we should just get rid of the Constitution. And once he's president again, he's going to take away voting. Nobody needs to vote. He's a good man. He'll just stay in president forever. And, you know, I'm like, I want to get into it because, it's my birthday and I should be very excited. I'm just not there. I mean, this is my Christmas so far. My hat.
This is as much as we've done so far for Christmas. I haven't even put up our Christmas tree this year. You can't even see my hat keeps going in and out, in and out.
Yes, her little ball keeps disappearing.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know why. I know it's December. I know it's the 15th of December, and we have a
Yeah,
just over a week away till Christmas, but have not decorated
yeah,
my house. Well,
yeah,
actually, we do have a wreath on our door, a Christmas wreath. That's as far as we've gone.
yeah.
And
I
this,
didn't even do that.
you did so Gloria's less than me. So it really, yeah, I'm surprised this year does not feel like I don't know why I can't get into that spirit.
Well,
And
for me, normally people are very happy. When you're out and about, people are like, it used to be Merry Christmas. Now it's Happy Holidays because you don't want to offend anyone by saying Merry Christmas. I think we need to get over some of that. You say Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever, and that's when they started with the Happy Holidays. But I mean, I think we can individually celebrate them as and instead of this Happy Holidays. It's like it doesn't feel the same. Happy Holidays is not Merry Christmas. And sometimes when I'm talking to people on the phone, I'll say, well, thank you very much for your help and Merry Christmas. And they're like, oh, you said Merry Christmas because I'm sure they're like, don't say anything that could possibly offend the caller. And I understand that. It's just, we have to figure out because I'm thinking if I'm feeling this, what are some of our babies feeling? Some kids, like this whole thing with tWitch, it has really sensitized me. I mean, I'm going to call my child and say, how you doing? How's life? Haven't talked to you in a whole week. What you doing over there? Because you just don't know.
yeah, it's really sad again. We come back to that again. I mean, now we haven't really been into the spirit of Christmas yet. And now with this news that Twitch committed suicide.
Yeah.
I know it's heavy. It's heavy. But
Yeah.
I know that a lot of you out there watching, if you are, I mean, I know many people on social media have been like itching for Christmas. They itch for Christmas when it's
Yes.
already over. They want it to come back again. And a lot of people put up their decorations way before Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving.
Yes. Yes, yes. I mean, they're like, this is too important to just do it for 2 weeks. If I'm going to decorate the outside of my house and the inside of my house, I want it to be up as long as I can. And initially, I was going to do it. I was going to do it, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, I'm not going to do all that work for 2 weeks.
Exactly.
And
That's how I feel. I didn't do it, and I'm like, I need to do it. Shall I do it? It's going to be 2 weeks, and I'm going to take it down, maybe 2 weeks and
yeah,
some odd days. And I'm like, the whole, I don't know. I'm just lazy this year. Take the tree down, put the decorations on it, make it
so
look nice and foo-foo. We're going to have something. I don't know. Because
yeah,
our family likes to have something so we can put the gifts around the tree. So I don't know. We'll have to see what's going to happen.
yeah. I mean, I was talking to my sister. It's like, um, we always celebrate Christmas. And she's like, nah, I don't need anything. I don't want anything. I've gotten a lot of that too. And, I understand. I do understand. It's just, and on one hand, I love it because instead of focusing on the things, let's focus on each other. Let's focus on giving each other love. And,
Exactly.
just quality love and support. I think that's what we all need. That's what the world needs. That's what Mother Earth needs is she needs more love because the
You're
more the humans
exactly
act
right.
out,
Exactly
the
right,
more,
Gloria. I always say, I don't need any gifts for Christmas. My gift is the presence of my friends and family around. That's all I
yeah,
want. I
yes,
mean, why can't we
yeah,
focus on that? It's,
yes,
it's been so like materialistically focused. Let's get this
yeah,
for Christmas, that for Christmas, all these ads. We need to stop that and start coming back and
yeah,
thinking of people and the love and are people doing
yeah.
okay this Christmas?
Yeah. Think back to there was a time when, and it wasn't because of monetary, because yarn was just as expensive. I would make blankets. My sister and I, we would start in like, October, and we'd start crocheting, and we would make blankets, we make hats with matching scarves. And, to me, when we gave those gifts to certain people, like she was sneaky. She would make stuff sitting right in front of me, and then I'd open it. It would be mine, because I'd be like, "You're gonna have to make one of those like that for me," and it was mine. And I mean, it just, we were screaming like we had gotten, Louis Vuitton bags, because we knew, number one, it took days and days to crochet those blankets, but it meant something.
Exactly. I love that. I love those kind of
Yes.
gifts.
Well, we hope that we have embraced you all with the feeling of love that we have for each other, because we love each other dearly. We feel the love in the rooms. Even though we're separate, we're still together. We're always connected. We send all that love back to you. We want you all to feel our love. And as you go out and embrace your days, just take a deep breath and just let it go and say, that's all about you, has nothing to do with me.
Exactly. We really thank you for checking out and watching our chats once again. And if you liked our video, our chat today over tea, please hit the thumb icon. Consider subscribing to our channel, please. We'd love for you to subscribe to our channel. That's what keeps us going and making more of these chats. And hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of our chats. All right, love it. Thank you everyone so much. We are Silicon Valley Girls, chat over tea. And
remember
remember to
to always
keep
keep
smiling.
smiling.
Take care now. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.